Hello chaps and chapettes, and welcome to this special Kickstarter first impressions video for the game Chronicles of Crime by Lucky Duck. In the game, players are playing as a team of detectives who have been called in to respond to a crime that has happened. You then go to the scene, you talk to witnesses, you examine the area, and you build up more and more paths. Each path will take you to a different person, a different location, and a different object which you can examine. You have a team of experts on hand that you can phone, like a coroner and a psychologist, and you will piece the clues together to solve the crime, and you will be doing this against a clock. Now in the game, you're going to need either a smartphone or a tablet to actually play the thing, as you're going to be scanning QR codes which will tell you what the person is or where the location is, and it's all linked into this intricate story. At some point in the game, all the pieces will fall into place and you'll go back to your police station where you report to your chief and make an accusation by saying it was who, with what, why, and how. So what do I think of this game? Well, first off, it's like Cluedo, which is a game that I like. But the game has more in common with an escape room or a murder mystery weekend where you are a team and you're going around and you are actually having to do the footwork. Again, the game reminds me very much of a point-and-click adventure, but this is done with a group of people and not just one person with a mouse. Although technically there is one person with a tablet, smartphone scanning everything. In regards to the scanning, at the beginning of the game, you're going to be doing a lot of scanning and asking questions and buttering around. But about 20-30 minutes into the game, you'll start discussing more as a group. Because at the beginning, it's just basically, oh, scan that, oh, there's someone there, let's talk to them, oh, there's an object there, let's have a look at that, oh, let's ask that with that and combine that with this. But as I said, after 30 minutes, you'll start actually getting into a conversation with the group and ideas will start flowing. The story was quite deep. There was actually quite a lot of background to the characters, even though the text itself that you're reading off your apparatus is very small, you know, 1 or 2 paragraphs. It's not a text-heavy game, even though it is text-based. There were a lot of possibilities that this crime could have been committed by this person or that person or this person. The idea of actually just like scanning a person to talk to them and then scanning an object to talk about that object or that place or that person is very simple, very, very point and click. And in that regards, the game is very intuitive. You know, it was a case of the conversations and the clues led you in a direction and you followed that direction. Again, if you scan something which didn't serve any purpose, it told you, and it wasted some time obviously, because each time you scan something or talk to someone, it takes 5 minutes of the game time, whereas if you go to another location, it takes 20 minutes of time. So you have to weigh these kind of things up equally. There's some locations in the game that you actually go into like a virtual reality mode, and this was fun because it felt like a board game should feel like, where you actually get the tablet and someone can have a look around the area and look at everything and point out things that they see, while the other players have a big deck of cards and they will go through these and pull out the cards which correspond with the things that they see. These obviously then become clues which are used in the story, and the app will tell you if they are a clue or if they're not a clue, and then you can start pairing things up again with the characters in the game and the objects and the locations. Now, near the end of the game, you start to really feel like a detective. You feel like someone from the Closer or Rizzolian Isles. You're a team, and you got this imaginary whiteboard in your head with these images and these strings attached. Like, this person did this to do that, and that is fun. It's actually the players that actually generate this environment and make the game feel real. And you have these discussions and arguments over who was actually dating this person, and then was it that went with this, and it's like a memory game as well. So obviously there's benefits with playing with lots of players, because there are people that will retain information and then pass that back on when the time occurs, and there'll be, if you play with smaller groups, there probably won't be so much there, but you can play it solo. And I might try that later. The game is very gorgeous to look at on the table. All the character art gives you real kind of like caricatures, and they kind of like tied in with the story. And the fact that you can use these caricatures in another story, but there'll be a different character, it seems very intriguing. Now, you may have problems playing the game with your app especially if you have a very small phone. It's very hard to look around environments with, and especially if you have an outdated smartphone tablet, you won't be able to zoom around. You'll have to do it manually with your finger, and I found that the 3D doesn't work with this. Not the 3D, but you know, when you put the goggles on, it didn't work with the older model. Again, the resolution when you're actually looking around these 3D environments was a bit hard to like find what you were actually looking at. It would have been nice to zoom, and you can zoom, but it's still, the resolution doesn't look that great, and therefore objects were like either like blurs, especially if you got bad eyes, and you couldn't really decipher what it was supposed to be. Which in game could be fun, because you know, that could be a syringe, or that could be a Tampax. Now, going back to escape rooms and murder mystery weekends, once you figured out who it is the game going to be replayable? Well, that scenario won't be replayable, but hopefully there'll be a bucket load of scenarios to keep you playing this game, and hopefully they'll all be well written and, you know, really intertwining stories and characters and different plot lines everywhere. And I'm sure that there will be, because there's lots of good TV shows which do the same thing, like CSI. Ow. Again, replayability if you didn't find out who did the crime. Is it still there? You're going to have that kind of like Time Stories effect, where it is like, well, we've got to do step 1, 2, and 3 again. Just to get to there, and then go, okay, where do we go now? We went that way last time and it didn't work, so let's go this way. Now, despite these negativities, which kind of plagued the game a little bit for me, I enjoyed playing this game. This game is fantastic. This is the kind of Cluedo that I wanted. I really do feel part of a TV cop show, and the whole discussion and debate between the players elevates the ambience of the game incredibly. And I'm looking forward to playing another case, and then hopefully another case after that, and another case after that. So if you want to be Poirot or Jane Rizzoli, you can in this game. So I wholeheartedly recommend this game, as long as you don't mind the app thing. That is Chronicles of Crime. So that is Chronicles of Crime. There's a link in the note to the Kickstarter, and there's also a link at the end of this video which will take you to the Kickstarter. There's not long left, so go there quickly. And hopefully this video has pointed you in the direction whether this is a game for you or not. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you know someone who might be interested in this game, share it with them. And of course, you can always go to boardgameseverybodyshould.com and find out what else I've been up to. And if you're feeling generous and wish to donate some money to my Patreon, you can do, and maybe get yourself some promos. So, all that remains for me to do is say ciao for now, and remember to please play nicely with each other. Just sitting at the table next to Felicia with